Welcome to Fairy Tale Flip Story Time. And my name is Vanessa Y. Rogers. This is
Evelyn.
And this is
Jacqueline. And I've got my pet frog today.
And what do you have?
I've got my little friend Huda.
Hooter.
No, Buddha.
Booter? Okay, well, we've just changed his name. So Fairy Tale Flip Story Time is where we read three stories, three fairy tales, and let the audience choose which fairy tale that they want to have Donna, Lee Field, and myself do an examination on. So every month we do a deep dive into one fairy tale of your choice. So this month we are choosing Pinocchio. And Pinocchio is actually an interesting choice because it is a novel. So instead of it just being a short story, it's actually quite a long story. So the retelling that I chose is by Joy Cowley. And the story Pinocchio was written by Carlo Collodi. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And so this one is illustrated by June Ho Han.
June Ho Han?
Yeah. All right. Geppetto was a toy maker who made dolls. One day he made a puppet as big as a child. What shall I name this fine fellow? I know. I'll call him Pinocchio. The wooden puppet talked and moved. He acted as though he were human. He snatched Geppetto's wig and put it on. Geppetto chuckled. You are a troublemaker. I see I'm going to have fun with you. As soon as Pinocchio's legs were made, he jumped up and ran out of the house. Come back, Pinocchio, Geppetto called. But Pinocchio kept on running. While Geppetto was looking for Pinocchio, the wooden puppet went home. Out of the blue came a little voice. Good things never happen to a child who doesn't listen to his father. Pinocchio turned and saw a little cricket. I don't want to be lectured by an insect, he said, and he threw a wooden mallet, and the poor cricket was killed.
Oh,
I know. Pinocchio was feeling hungry. He went out in the rain to look for food, but no one would give food to a puppet. He came back and sat in the front of the fire to dry, but he fell asleep by the flames. His legs were burned because they were made of wood, right?
Mm-hmm. And wood burns by fire.
That's right. Oh, Pinocchio, cried Geppetto, and he made him some new legs. Pinocchio promised to be a good child. Geppetto gave him clothes and books and sent him on his way to school. But on the way, Pinocchio saw a tent in the town square. It had a sign, The Fantastic Puppet Show. Pinocchio forgot his promise to Geppetto. He sold his books to get a ticket for the Fantastic Puppet Show. The dolls looked like Pinocchio. Come and join us on the stage, they said. And Pinocchio danced and sang with them and greatly enjoyed himself. For his performance in the tent, Pinocchio received 5 gold coins. I'll buy a new coat for father, he said. But as he ran home, he met 2 animals, a limping fox and a blind cat. You can't buy a coat with 5 gold coins, the fox told him. We know a magic field. Yes, said the cat. Bury your coins there, and the next day you'll have a money tree covered with gold coins. Do you think that's true?
No.
A little voice said, Pinocchio, they are lying. Pinocchio ignored the cricket ghost. I'm going to be rich, he said. Oh my. Bobby. All right. At that moment, 2 robbers appeared. Give us your money, they demanded. No, cried Pinocchio, and the robbers wanted the gold coins, but Pinocchio had hidden them under his tongue. The robbers were angry and tied him to a tree. A blue-haired fairy had been watching Pinocchio, and she came toward him, and Pinocchio began to cry. He told the fairy everything that had happened. Where are the gold coins? The fairy asked. I lost them, Pinocchio lied. At this, his nose grew longer. Where did you lose them? said the fairy. I lost them in the forest, said Pinocchio. Pinocchio's nose grew some more. Pinocchio's nose grew so long that it almost touched the wall. I'm sorry, he cried. I will never lie again. Slowly his nose returned to its normal size. On the way home, Pinocchio bumped into the fox and the cat again. We've been looking for you, they said. We must hurry to bury the gold coins. They took him to a field and told him where to bury his 5 coins. The fox and the cat said goodbye, and Pinocchio went off to play. When he came back to the field, there was no tree full of money. A parrot sitting on a branch said, The fox and cat dug up your gold. You should have known they were lying. Pinocchio, who had lost all, began to cry. What the cricket said was right. I need to go home to my father. He hurried home, but Geppetto was not there. Again, the blue-haired fairy appeared. Oh, fairy, where is Dad? Pinocchio cried. He is searching for you, she told him. If you stay here, he will come. I want to be a real boy and make Dad happy, Pinocchio said to the fairy. She said, if you are good and obedient, you will be a real child. I will be good, I will. Pinocchio returned to school and waited for Geppetto to come home. One day, on the way to school, he met some naughty children. Come with us to Toyland, they said. What is Toyland? Asked Pinocchio. It's a place where you play all day. So Pinocchio followed the children to a coach led by donkeys. For a moment, he hesitated, and he said, I did promise the fairy. Time to go, the coachman cried. Pinocchio climbed onto a donkey's back. The donkey said, You'll be like me. If playing is all you ever do, you will turn into a donkey. But Pinocchio paid no attention to the donkey's advice. When the children got to Toyland, they did nothing but play all day. They played ball games. They rode on toy wagons. Every single day was fun. But one day, donkeys' ears appeared on the children's heads. They could no longer stand on 2 legs, and they began to bray like donkeys. Yee-haw! The coachman took them to the market. Pinocchio, who was now a donkey, was sold to the circus. Oh no. The ringmaster taught Pinocchio tricks. By being whipped, he learned how to dance, stand on his back feet, and jump through hoops. But one day, Pinocchio sprained his ankle and began to limp in the circus ring. You are useless, said the ringmaster, and he sold him to the market. Oh, he's crying. The new owner was a man who made drums from donkey leather. He tied a rock to Pinocchio and threw him into the sea to drown him. In the sea, the donkey changed back, and the man pulled up a wooden puppet. The man was furious. He yelled, I can't make a drum out of you. I'll sell you as firewood. Pinocchio jumped back into the sea, and a giant whale swallowed him. Oh my goodness. Pinocchio is just not having a good time. It was dark inside the whale, and Pinocchio could not see anything. I want to get out of here, he cried. I want to find my father. A light appeared, and there in the whale was Geppetto. Pinocchio, he shouted. I went to the sea searching for you, and I was swallowed by this whale. Dad, I have missed you. Pinocchio wept. He hugged his father, and they cried, tears of happiness at finding each other. We need to escape from here, Pinocchio said to his father. Dad, climb on my back, and I will swim us out of the whale's mouth. When the whale opened its mouth, Pinocchio caught the surge of water and swam out with Geppetto. Pinocchio, you saved us, Geppetto said as they came ashore. From that day, Pinocchio helped Geppetto and did not miss a single day at school. One night, the fairy came in a dream. Pinocchio, you have become a good child. Now your dreams will come true. When Pinocchio woke up, he was a real boy. He became Geppetto's true son, and together they lived happily ever after. The end. So if you enjoyed that story of Pinocchio, please make sure that you vote down below. We will have a link for the 3 options that you can choose for this month for fairy. Evelyn, that's too loud.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to start again. If you enjoyed that story of Pinocchio, make sure that you choose to vote for Pinocchio for Fairy Tale Flip. Down below, we'll have a link to all of the 3 options that you can choose this month. And so, once again, this was Pinocchio for Fairy Tale Flip, and I'm Vanessa Y. Rogers. Thank you so much for listening. Say bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
For more fairy tale flip insights like this one, please press like and subscribe.